Hey guys, welcome to this very new channel. I'm so excited to be here with you and just sharing a lot more about mindset manifestation. My whole journey has been very much focused on female empowerment, working with women, helping them to become the very best of themselves. A big part of that has been supporting them with their finances, investing, mastering their money. And so we do a lot of talking around the strategy, around how to actually invest. And we talk a lot more in detail on that on my other channel. The real reason I want this space is so that we can delve more into mindset manifestation, the things that really moved the needle for me in my personal journey, that has transformed my life in more ways than one, not just with money, but in opportunities, experiences, just adding the true richness to life. And that's what I want this channel to be all about, right? So we can explore all the things that have had the biggest impact on me, all the fun manifestation things, the more witchy side of things, the more woo side of things, but always based and grounded in the science, always based and grounded in things that I have personally tried out. I have tried and tested that they work, that I know they work with the women I've supported as well. And so to really kickstart that journey, I want to share with you a really, really simple practice that I first discovered back in 2015. And so I had attended an amazing summit by Bob Proctor, who you might know from The Secret, and it was his Matrix Summit, right? I had attended this after watching his virtual event online, all about the science of getting rich. Now, as someone who was early 20s, had studied finance, was en route to become a chartered accountant, and was working in a financial company, the science of getting rich was very exciting, but also very new to me, right? I had only ever learned that you got to work really hard, you got to get good grades, you got to get a good job. That's how you become rich. So to begin being exposed to someone who was talking about getting rich in a very different way, in a way that actually required a lot more inner work, required to change your thinking, change your thoughts, was quite groundbreaking for me. But something really clicked. I didn't question it to the extent of this couldn't be the case. It was like something clicked inside and resonated of this is actually true. Like there's a truth to what he's talking about. And so after watching The Science of Getting Rich, I knew I had to work with this man, Bob Proctor. And now that he has passed, I am so grateful, even more so, that I really took that leap of faith. And long story short, we'll come back to that story another time, but having worked with him, I flew to Canada and spent almost a week in this very intensive setting, got to meet his family, we had dinner at his home, got to see his studio, his recording studio. I got to sit down and interview him. But one of the takeaways from that experience almost 10 years ago now that I still implement and I went to sit down this morning to do is from this book called As a Man Thinketh. It is probably one of one of the lesser known books when we look at personal development and especially anything around money or manifesting money, but it is so powerful. So what Bob used to have us do was open up a specific chapter, so it's not the whole book actually, a specific chapter called Serenity, and he would say sit down and write out that chapter every single day for 30 days. Now when I say chapter, it's only 2 pages, and 2 pages that are actually falling out right now because how much I have opened this, and writing it out, because when we talk about The Secret, what most people don't understand is that words have power. And so when you read a book, you're tuning in to the energy of the author when those words were written. That's why reading books by great authors, great people who have achieved great success can be so transformational, and you can almost pick up the energy, the frequency that they were on when they were writing this book. Now, there is an energy ingrained in this book, As a Man Thinketh, Serenity, the chapter, a calmness that it gives you. And I'm going to read this chapter in a moment, and I'll timestamp it in the notes down below so you can go directly to this and listen to this on repeat for 30 days. Do this as a test yourself. Now, why does this work so well? Well, when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to attracting what we want into our life, energy is everything. A lot of people talk about the law of attraction, but lesser people talk about the law of vibration. Now, the law of attraction is a secondary universal law. The primary law is actually the law of vibration. So everything around us vibrates, right? Within my programs or manifestation programs, we get into the science of this. And we really look at like quantum physics even, and we see that everything is energy, right? So everything is vibrating. I might look solid, the door might look solid, the desk might look solid, but when you look at it under a very powerful microscope, you'll see that everything is energy, it's vibrating. So if this space between us right now is filled with something too, this isn't empty space, it's filled with something that's vibrating. Now we can use our minds as this control center to mold the energy around us, to shape it. And so that's how we literally are beginning to create things. And so our mind is like a signaling station. So when we begin to change our thoughts, change our feelings, our emotions, we literally shift the vibration of our body. We are now vibrating differently. The energy in our body is vibrating differently. So we are now sending out different signals. And that is what sets up this law of attraction. So we are putting out a different vibration. So we begin to attract back things to us differently. So this is why the law of attraction, incredible universal law, but it's based on the law of vibration, which of course, if you didn't know about it, you might not really understand how the law of attraction works. You might think, I can just sit there and think about something and it's going to come to me. Now, how this all ties back into serenity is that if we're stressed or uptight or tense, the energy flowing to and through us, right? There's this constant universal source of energy flowing through us. This is our life source. That energy is not able to move through us with flow and ease to allow us to actually powerfully manifest things in our life. So you will hear when people talk about meditation or any type of mind work, it's always close your eyes, take a deep breath, and relax into this position, right? It's about resting into a posture, resting your body, relaxing your body, having no tension, right? There's a reason you don't try and meditate with your body all clenched. It's because everybody knows that there's this ease that we need to tap into. And that is why this chapter, Serenity, is so powerful. Not only are the words beautiful, and not only does it have an immediate impact on you just from reading it, but you're tuning into a vibration of intense calm. And it is just intellectually a great reminder every day of choosing calm, of being the person who brings calmness to situations, who bring calmness to their own life, especially when there's so much going on, whether you're working for someone or you're having your own business, whether you have a family or not, dealing with other people, dealing with your own self, past emotions, all of it, right? I get very much how chaotic life can get, and we can all be very trigger happy sometimes, and so getting into a space of calm is key. So with all that said, let me read this short chapter with you. As I said, I'll timestamp it below, come back, listen to this, just press play for 30 days, let it change your life. I promise you, and that is not a light promise. So, calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is the result of long and patient effort in self-control. Its presence is an indication of ripened experience and of a more than ordinary knowledge of the laws and operations of thought. A man becomes calm in the measure that he understands himself as a thought-evolved being. For such knowledge necessitates the understanding of others as the result of thought. And as he develops a right understanding and sees more and more clearly the internal relationships of things by the action of cause and effect, he ceases to fuss and fume and worry and grieve, and remains poised, steadfast, and serene. The calm man, having learned how to govern himself, knows how to adapt himself to others, and they in turn revere his spiritual strength and feel that they can learn from him and rely upon him. The more tranquil a man becomes, the greater is his success. Let me say that again. The more tranquil a man becomes, the greater is his success, his influence, his power for good. Even the ordinary trader will find his business prosperity increase as he develops a greater self-control and equanimity. For people will always prefer to deal with a man whose demeanor is strongly equable. The strong, calm man is always loved and revered. He is like a shade-giving tree in a thirsty land or a sheltering rock in a storm. Who does not love a tranquil heart, a sweet-tempered, balanced life? It does not matter whether it rains or shines, or what changes come to those possessing these blessings, for they are always sweet, serene, and calm. That exquisite poise of character, which we call serenity, is the last lesson of culture. It is the flowering of life, the fruitage of the soul. It is as precious as wisdom, more to be desired than gold. How insignificant mere money-seeking looks in comparison with a serene life. A life that dwells in the ocean of truth, beneath the waves, beyond the reach of tempests, in the eternal calm. How many people we know who sour their lives, who ruin all that is sweet and beautiful by explosive tempers, who destroy their poise of character and make bad blood. It is a question whether the great majority of people do not ruin their lives and mar their happiness by lack of self-control. How few people we meet in life who are well-balanced, who have that exquisite poise which is characteristic of the finished character. Yes, humanity surges with uncontrolled passion, is tumultuous with ungoverned grief, is blown about by anxiety and doubt. Only the wise man, only he whose thoughts are controlled and purified, makes the winds and storms of the soul obey him. And this is one of my favorite parts. Tempest-tossed souls, wherever ye may be, under whatsoever conditions ye may live, know this. In the ocean of life, the isles of blessedness are smiling, and the sunny shore of your ideal awaits your coming. Keep your hand firmly upon the helm of thought. In the bark of your soul reclines the commanding master. He does not sleep. Wake him. Self-control is strength. Right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. Say unto your heart, peace, be still. So, as you can hear, a beautiful piece by James Allen, As a Man Thinketh, a book that, or a chapter that Bob Proctor himself had us write out for 30 days. When I came back from that Matrix Summit, I was working in a great job, working at a Big Four accountancy firm within their corporate finance department. And on paper, everything would have been great. People would say you have a great opportunity there, but I knew it wasn't for me. And so I came back after that summit. I quit my job to the shock of our HR department who thought I was going through some quarter life crisis. I moved back to my hometown, and for everyone on the outside, it looked like I was reverting back, going backwards. But I knew something had shifted in me so fundamentally that the environment I was in was no longer for me, and that things had already shifted even if I couldn't see the result of it yet. I was practicing this every single day, along with other amazing manifestation tools, amazing mindset tools that I will be sharing on this channel. So do follow, subscribe, do all of that so you get to stay connected on this journey. And it transformed my life. Within weeks, I had seemingly out of the blue secured a new role that ultimately led me to move to London. I joined this incredible new group called the Center of Excellence. I was traveling around the world, staying at 5-star hotels, flying business class, flying first class, eating at Michelin star restaurants. After doubling, tripling my income, I was living this in extraordinary high life. And it allowed me to give back, to be able to take care of my parents, give back for all the support they had given me in my life, give back to causes around supporting kids' education, supporting female empowerment, do all the things that I truly wanted to do so I could become the person I wanted to become, that vision of myself that I had. So what I'm going to be sharing on this channel are some of the real tried and tested practices that have had a massive fundamental shift in my life, in the life of the students I've worked with from all corners of the world. And I know if you listen along, if you implement, if you take action, that they will also have a massive impact on you too. So, as I said, welcome. Make sure you follow along on this journey. I can guarantee it will be a life-changing choice to be here, to tune in, to listen, to take action. And I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy to continue with this. And I will see you in the next video.